Welcome to another episode of Ship of War, my review of Draft Day. Draft Day is directed by Ivan Reitman, stars Kevin Costner, Jennifer Garner, Dennis Leary, and then there's small roles by P.Diddy, Terry Crews, and Tom Willing. The premise of the story is pretty much about Draft Day, the Cleveland Browns, and Kevin Costner's character, who's the general manager of the Cleveland Browns. The first half of the movie is just pretty much Kevin Costner's character trying to figure out who he wants to draft, and he's basically just going after this one football player who is the number one pick. And that's pretty much what the first half of the movie is. I'm not dumb when it comes to football, I would not think. I mean, I know enough to understand the game, and if you put a logo of a team, I can probably tell you what team that is and where they're from. I'm not completely oblivious to football in general, even though I really don't watch it, and I'm not really a big sports fan, but I love sports movies. Sports movies are some of the best films out there. If you're not a big fan of football, I believe, like a really big fan of football, you will watch this first half of the film and just be kind of bored by it, I would say. And also the first half focused a lot on Jennifer Garner's character and Kevin Costner's character. They both have a relationship together, they both work together, and that really took away a lot from the film, because there would be a certain scene when Kevin Costner's trying to figure something out when it comes to the draft, and then he would go wander off and go talk to Jennifer Garner's character about their relationship, and it's like, I don't really care what's going on with your relationship. Focus on the draft, because at this point I just want this to get over with, because the first half was really hard to sit through for me anyways, and that was my feelings during the first half of the movie. But once the draft started, that's when the movie really picked up, which is unfortunate because the first half was such a big part of the movie that by the time you get to the good part when they finally are doing the draft, I personally just kind of really didn't care anymore. It was hard for me to really care, even though I was really enjoying this portion of the film. I'm a Tom Willing fan from Smallville, and I have to say he was probably on the screen for less than 1 minute actually talking, and then overall he was probably on the screen for maybe 2 minutes, and the majority of it was just quick shots of him not talking whatsoever, which is very unfortunate. I was actually looking forward to seeing him in this movie, and seeing the fact that he barely had a role was very disheartening as well. I definitely recommend this movie to those who are big football fans, because honestly, there wasn't really much to this movie outside from the whole football stuff. So that's my review of Draft Day. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. The big news released today is from Empire Magazine. They released a bunch of cover photos of different characters from X-Men of Days of Future Past, and I have to say, the majority of them look just fine. And then there's one cover of a character that I honestly don't think, if it didn't say who the character was, I wouldn't have no idea who he was, and that is Quicksilver. Yes, I'm going to focus on Quicksilver's design for X-Men Days of Future Past, because it's by far one